Ade wanted more money from every single mermaid in the ocean. Before long, Ade had an affair with all the mermaids' friends as they all come bearing gifts better than the last. And gradually, all the most beautiful mermaids in the ocean fell for him and were all intimate with Ade. He embraced them in the heart of an African village, surrounded by lush palm trees and vibrant blossoms. There lived 12 mysterious and beautiful mermaids. They were so happy in the ocean as they haven't known any other world aside their water realm. They usually swim round the ocean to play, watch the villagers from the safety of the waves, and also search for food. They were also very curious about the human world. One fateful day, one of the mermaids swam out of curiosity about human world. In the process, she swam really far, and while swimming, she realized something held her back. She couldn't move. To her greatest surprise, she has been caught by a net. Upon looking back, she realized that her mid-shimmering tail was caught in a tangle of seaweed. She was in a net. She saw two figures she hasn't seen in her entire life pulling the net. She started singing, as that is what they do most times in the ocean. Her voice was so melodious. She has been caught by fishermen. Moved by compassion, the fisherman offered to help her, but was afraid, and he said to his friend, "How did we catch this? Looks like a mermaid, but very beautiful with a melodious voice." The two fishermen, Ade and Obi, always come to fish in that ocean, but had never encountered such thing. Ade approached the distressed mermaid and carefully freed her. Grateful for his assistance, the mermaid promised to repay his kindness. She returned back deep in the ocean, but she couldn't stop thinking about how good-looking Ade was. She was already blushing, full of love. She couldn't just wait for the morning so she would see Ade again. The next morning, she went to that same spot and sang in a very beautiful, melodious and soft tune like the other day, hoping Ade and Obi would pass by. Soon, the two friends drew close to the sound. As they were fishing, it was their usual route to fishing. "Listen, Obi," Ade said. "The voice sounds like that mommy water you saved yesterday." Ade said, "Yes, she is the one. Maybe she is waiting for us to appreciate us for yesterday." So they went to her. When they got there, Ade just couldn't resist the beauty of the mermaid. They embraced each other, gazing directly at each other's eyes. They were lost of feeling they couldn't explain. Slain with love, Ade was speechless. The mermaid said, "Hey, I just want to say thank you, so I came here. I was thinking perhaps you would pass by as my instinct directed me, and you did pass by. I have brought this gift for you and your good-looking friend for saving my life yesterday. You didn't have to do that, but you did, and I'm very grateful for it." She said, "This is the least I can do for saving my life." She handed the gift over to Ade. Ade was engrossed with her beauty, and he was speechless, staring at her. He stammered, "Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Ade, and this is my friend Obi. We do come here often to fish for our family, one of our means of survival." Without mincing words, Ade whispers in the mermaid's ear, saying, "Meet me here tomorrow by 4 p.m. The mermaid smiled and nodded in agreement. So the friends left and continued their journey. They had a very great catch that day and made lots of sales. After selling the fishes in the market, Ade couldn't stop thinking about the mermaid, and the mermaid was thinking about him all night too. As their meeting time drew near, the mermaid dressed eagerly to meet Ade. Her friend noticed the change in her attitude, always smiling and blushing like someone who is in love. She asked her, "What is going on?" She replied, "Nothing really, but don't worry. I will tell you all about it when I come back." "Come back from where?" the mermaid asked. "I will tell you everything, I promise. Just wait until I get back, okay?" So they both agreed. The mermaid set out to see Ade. As soon as she arrived, Ade was already approaching the place. She was really excited. They started discussing and playing. The mermaid brought gifts of pearl and all manner of precious stones for Ade. He gave her a kiss that sunk down in her spine. She had never had that kind of feeling her entire life. "When will you take me to see your world?" she said. "Soon you will. Don't worry. But how can you walk on your feet since you don't have legs like me?" "Don't worry about it. I will figure out a way." They spent quality time together and they became intimate. A very strange and beautiful behavior the mermaid hadn't seen before, but she enjoyed it. Shortly after, they parted ways and the mermaid gone back to the deep ocean. When the mermaid returned back to her friends, they were already at her place waiting to get the full gist of everything that happened. She kept smiling as her heart was beating so fast. "I think I'm in love with this person," they asked. "Please don't shout when I tell you, okay?" "We won't," they agreed. "He's a human." "A human? Girl, how did you do it? I've always wanted to test a human. Can we see him?" "Don't worry, you will see him soon," she replied. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Ade and the mermaid saw each other every single day at their usual spot. Each visit was with gifts. Soon, Ade stopped fishing. He said to himself, "I have too much wealth now. All I need to do is to just continue seeing the mermaid. All her gifts cost lots of money. She will keep bringing gifts for me. By the time I sell it off, I'll be making lots of money with these gifts. I'll be very rich. So why do I need to go fishing again?" One day, Obi said to Ade, "Be careful, my friend. I'm not sure you are really in love with this Mami Water. You only love her money. You thought you love her, but you are not. You are consumed by the gifts she gives you every day. Remember, you are engaged." Ade is engaged in the village, about to be married. Ade replied, "I forgot that engagement. I am talking about the beautiful Mami Water who gives me everything I want. You are here talking about one stupid engagement. Can't you see?" Obi exclaimed. "You don't love her, but the gift she showers on you. I can see the Mami Water loves you so much. Mami Water is not the one to play with. Don't say I didn't warn you." "Don't worry, everything is under control, my friend. If you say so," Obi replied. On this special day, the mermaid went to their usual spot, and this time she went with her friends because she promised them they were going to meet him. When they saw Ade, they were all speechless, lost in thought. They continued to stare at him in amazement. They've never seen a human as charming as Ade. Tola, one of the mermaid's friends, said in her heart, "This our friend is a very wicked girl. Look at what she's enjoying alone. What happened to all of us sharing? Because they all share everything together." So she plotted a way to get herself to Ade. One day, the mermaid fell ill and wasn't able to see Ade, so she sent Tola to go to their spot and deliver the message to Ade. That was Tola's chance to snatch Ade from the mermaid. She went with numerous gifts, more than what the mermaid had ever brought for Ade. Ade was consumed by the greed of more gifts. As Tola told him that she liked him, he said, "I like you too," because he wanted gifts. Soon he had another spot for Tola and another time for her, so it doesn't affect his time with the mermaid. "With this money, I'll achieve more on the land. Why should I say no? Ade wanted more money from every single mermaid in the ocean. Before long, Ade had an affair with all the mermaids' friends as they all come bearing gifts better than the last. And gradually, all the most beautiful mermaids in the ocean fell for him and were all intimate with Ade. He embraced them all, receiving gifts from them every single day. He kept bringing piles of gifts home, planning to sell everything to take the money and run away from this village. His greed and quest for more kept expanding. He completely left his engagement with his girlfriend. Ade saw all the mermaid as a business, and soon his greed would land him into the biggest trouble of his life. Obi, witnessing his friend's greed, could no longer watch his friend destroy himself, so he pleaded with his friend. This gift may bring temporary joy, but the consequences of your actions may be grave. Remember the harmony we once shared with the ocean, and let not your desire cloud your judgment. Yet, Ade remained unmoved, blinded by his insatiable appetite for more. All the mermaids, growing desperate to win his affection, offered him their most precious possession. Some days later, this continued for a long time. One day, the mermaid, swimming through the ocean in a time different from when she normally meets Ade, she saw one of her mermaid friend Tola with Ade. They were playing affectionately. She was so mad, but she didn't confront them. When Tola returned, she asked her what she was doing with Ade. "He is my man," Tola replied. "You are so wicked. How can you have such a handsome human all to yourself? I like him too, and you are not going to be the one selling this ship alone." The mermaid was so angry. She called all her friends and asked how many of them had seen Ade. They all admitted, "I like him too, I am having an affair with him." And she discovered that all her friends were having an affair with Ade. So the battle to be chosen began. The once peaceful mermaid became quarrelsome as they would fight each other because of Ade. Something unbelievable happened. They all found out they were all pregnant, and it was such a huge news in the ocean. Soon, the news got to the queen and the ruler of the ocean, and she summoned all the mermaids. They all gathered around her as she began to question them one after the other. The mermaid said, "My queen, I met him first. Then I introduced him to my friends, and they took him from me. I thought they were my friends." The queen said, "I've always known that you have a very big eyes. You trust too much, and that's your problem. Sometimes you let your results speak, not telling people about your process. They will follow the process and get the results before you. Never share your personal affairs with your friends. You have learned the hard way." "But I still love him," the mermaid said. "That is a problem. Does he love you the same? Now listen, all of you. I have always told you to stay away from this human, that they will destroy you, but you refuse to listen. Though I have come across some really good ones, but the majority of them are evil. You are all sisters and daughters of the ocean. How dare you fight yourself because of a common man? Not just fighting, and you are all pregnant for him. One man. How could you all do this? I am so disappointed in all of you. Listen, the man you are fighting and dying to doesn't love any of you." "Sure, he loves me," the mermaid said. But the queen continued. Greed crawled into his heart and overshadowed a sense of reasoning. "All he wants is to get gifts from you. Can't you see? Sell them and be wealthy, and then leave all of you by traveling out of the village." They didn't believe the queen. Then the queen brought out a ball and played before them his conversation with his friend. They saw how the friend warned him his plans to make more money from them by receiving gifts, and most of all, the engagement with his human girlfriend. They were so furious and decided he must pay for playing with all of them that way. They wanted to destroy the whole village, and they will never get a single fish from the ocean. But the queen said, "I will permit you to do whatever you want to do with him, but leave the village alone for the sake of the friends who have always rebuked and warned him about his action. Let the village go deal with the culprit. Devour him, do as you please with him. So they decided they would draw Ade in the ocean and allow him to be beaten by sea beasts. But the mermaid pleaded with them because they were all carrying his child. Besides, she sincerely loved him. She said, "He saved my life. I know he did wrong. He is a good man. It's just that he allowed greed to consume him." So all the mermaids took everything they had ever given to Ade. They shared them equally among themselves, but the mermaid took a portion and gave them to Ubi, Ade's friend. She said to him, "You are a good man. You deserve this and more. You've been warning your friend, just that he refused to listen. He is a good man too, but I don't know why he allowed greed to come into his heart and destroy his soul." They afflicted Ade with an incurable disease, which he struggled with for the rest of his life, and he died as a single man and never had kids on the land because of his greed, and he was never married. The moral of this story is that greed is like a wildfire. It starts gradually without you even knowing it, and before you know it, it spreads uncontrollably until it lands you into the trouble of your life. Also, learn to shut your mouth. Allow your result to speak. When you tell people your process, they will get your result. If the mermaid had kept quiet, no one would have known about Ade. Perhaps they would have gotten married. She lost the love of her life because she talked too much. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share with your family and friends. Till we see you again in our next story. Goodbye.